Come join me. So delicious. Think you have to give up great Chinese food on the keto diet? Think again. I have your solution right here. Look at this. This is my keto shrimp fried rice. Very low carb. Check it out. The whole recipe that I'm going to prepare here today, and of course you can divide it into as many servings as you like, the whole recipe has 1,394.6 calories. It's got 52.7 grams of net carbs and 108.8 grams of protein, as well as 77.5 grams of fat. Not terribly high fat, but there's some fat there, right? Per portion. I get 6 generous portions out of this. Look at this right here. Can you believe it? That's a portion. Only 232 calories, 9 grams of net carbs, and that's fully dressed. If you want fewer carbs, just have a smaller portion, or change some of the ingredients, of course. 18 grams of protein and 10.6 grams of fat. Really not bad. And there's even more good news. It's actually really easy to make. Let's go into the kitchen. I'll show you. I'm Tim. Welcome. Well, with shrimp fried rice, of course, the first thing we need to do is marinate some shrimp. I don't want to get too fancy with this here because the rest of the dish is so flavorful and kind of busy that the shrimp are already going to be center stage, so we're not going to do much to them. What I'm going to do is first transfer them into this plastic container and add in about a tablespoon of extra virgin olive oil. You can use whatever oil you like, of course. And next we're going to add in just some salt and pepper. Here I've got a nice 1/4 teaspoon or so of salt. This is kosher salt. And a 1/4 teaspoon of ground white pepper. Of course you could use ground black pepper as well. You want to give it a good stir and make sure everything gets coated with the seasonings and the oil. And next I'm going to cover it with a lid and put it in the refrigerator for about 30 minutes, which will give us plenty of time to prepare the rest of the ingredients. Here I've got a pound or 500 grams of raw cauliflower, and as you can see I'm grating it up using a box grater. This is going to be our replacement for the rice in the dish, and as you can see this is really a very easy procedure. It takes no time at all. Next we're going to make a kind of omelet that we're going to slice up, and here I've got 4 large eggs that I'm beating up pretty vigorously to combine the whites and the yolks as thoroughly as possible before I pour it into the pan, which by the way has been preheating for about 2 minutes over medium-high heat. I'm going to add in a tablespoon of refined coconut oil. You use whatever oil you prefer, of course. In it goes. And I'm going to swirl it around to melt it. This will go fairly quickly because the pan is really pretty hot by now. In goes our egg, quickly. We're going to cook this quickly. We want it to be puffy. And we also want it to brown just a little bit. To help it along, I'm going to stir it around like that and expose the liquid egg to the surface of the pan. And as you can see, I'm getting a nice fluffy texture, just like that. And when it's almost all the way cooked, we're going to turn it into sort of a French-style omelet. And as you can see here, I'm just going to flip it up and roll it over. And it'll finish cooking like that. Now next, I'm going to just slide it onto a cutting board and slice it up just like this and set it aside. And now here we have all the elements for our dish assembled, and we are ready to get started cooking. I've been heating up this big pan over medium-high heat. I'm going to add in 2 tablespoons of refined coconut oil. You can use whatever oil you like. You can see it's smoking a little bit. That's just what we want. We want to melt that. This just to be screaming hot for what follows. And that's going to be, first of all, 2.5 ounces, that's 80 grams of onion that I sliced up. To this, I'm going to add 2 ounces of diced ham to flavor the oil. And as you can see quickly, our onion is cooking. And we're even getting a little browning going on there. That's really great. Let it go for just a minute or two. As you'll see, it's really very quick from here on out. You want to cook this until the onion is nice and soft and translucent, a little brown, like you're seeing here. I want to just make sure we get everything all cooked there. The ham will also brown and will become just delicious in this. Again, remember to adjust the flame as you go along so you don't burn anything, and so everything stays nice and hot and you keep cooking at a really high temperature. Okay, this is exactly where I want it. I'm going to push it off to the sides. And next we're going to cook our shrimp. Here I've taken the shrimp out of the refrigerator. We're going to just dump it all in there. And here we don't want to cook this all the way through yet. We'll try to get it in a single layer. And here we're going to give it about a minute on each side. And when you see them turning pink on the edges, you can turn them over. Just like that. That one's not quite ready. And here we go. As you can see, this goes very quickly. Now, like I said, just a minute or so on each side. Now, not about as cooked as I want them for the moment. I'm also going to push them out of the way here and continue on with 10 ounces. That's about 300 grams of sliced Napa cabbage. Really delicious ingredient, I think. Use whatever vegetables you have on hand, of course. This is really the sort of dish you make with leftovers. Got 6 ounces of green beans. These are frozen green beans that I thawed. I don't know, you really don't need to thaw them first, I guess. Stir them around. If you use fresh green beans, you might want to parboil them first. Here I've got 4 ounces of bell pepper. That's 125 grams of bell pepper. I've used yellow and orange to imitate the colors of restaurant fried rice. It usually has carrots and corn and peas. I'm going to turn the heat down just a little bit. Give it a stir. We're also going to add in a tablespoon each of chopped ginger and minced garlic. I'm also going to add in some green onions. Here for the whole recipe I'm going to use 2 ounces of diced green onions like this, but I've saved some back for garnish for later, so this isn't the whole bit. Let's stir those in. Beautiful colors, really, and it smells so good. But we're not quite done yet. Next it's time for our shredded cauliflower, and just dump it on in there. This is one of the things I love about fried rice, and isn't that just gorgeous? And next I want to add in some sauces. Now this, I'm not sure you're really going to want to go to this much trouble, but here I made my own vegan oyster sauce that I got on a recipe I found online. I will put a link to it in the description and on the screen if you want to just click on it. Now this recipe, I had to keto-fy it myself, but you'll find my recipe in the notes. And if you don't want to go that far, you can use 1/4 cup of soy sauce, or light soy sauce I would use. This has 2 tablespoons of vegan keto oyster sauce with a tablespoon of light soy sauce and a tablespoon of dark soy sauce. Like I said, if you don't have all of those ingredients, just use 1/4 cup of soy sauce. Or if you can't use soy, use coconut amino. Stir these in. This is going to give a little color to our dish as well. I'm going to add in a little flavor enhancer here. I'm going to add in 1/2 teaspoon of chicken soup base. You could add in 1/2 cup of chicken stock if you have that. And it'll just dissolve in there with everything. Isn't that looking great? Don't forget the egg. We're going to add that back in now. and simply incorporate it in the dish. Now next I just want to warm it through, so I'm going to cover it with a lid. Turn the heat down and let it go for about 2 or 3 minutes. No more than that. And so here we are, just 3 minutes later, and this looks like fried rice to me, and boy does it smell great. Wow! This is ready to serve. I think you'll like the portion size here. It's a sixth of this whole recipe. I have a feeling you won't be hungry again in an hour with this. Hey, before you go, don't forget to like, share, comment, and especially subscribe to my channel. Helps my channel grow, and it helps you find my videos, especially if you click on that notification bell. Thanks so much for joining us here today at Tim Talks Cooking, huh? We'll catch you next time.